Hey, it's Melanie Benson here, host of New Era Success TV and America's leading authority on optimum performance. And I had something come up last week that I thought might be really great to cover in today's episode, which is this idea of taking time away from our business and recharging. And it came from a client of mine. We were having this session, and she said something to me that I think everybody is thinking. A lot of people aren't saying out loud, and it's this big, mysterious integrity misalignment that's going on in our industry. And she said, Melanie, she says, I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars with people who tell me they're going to help me create freedom. And yet I spend all this money, $20,000, $50,000, maybe even $100,000 to mentor with them. And I find out when I get behind the scenes that they're sending me emails in the middle of the night. They leave on vacation and take their computers under the guise of I'll do a telesummit while I'm gone. And she said, that's not what I want. I don't want to work when I go on vacation. I don't want to be that engrossed and consumed by my business. And I thought, you might be thinking the same thing. Where's the reality here of taking time away from our business? How can I build something bigger and really enjoy it and not feel trapped in my business? Well, if you're thinking that or have had those thoughts go through your head and it's keeping you from being able to grow bigger and really put your vision on the map in a bigger way, then I want to talk to you a little bit about the reality of taking time away from your business and why some people don't ever really do it. Now, first and foremost, it's a decision that everybody makes. There is a decision every day that we make in our business. And it's either supporting us, having the business in alignment with our vision and our goals and our lifestyle dreams, or it takes us away from it. And many people make the decision that more money, more sales, more accomplishment, more of an empire is more important than taking time away from the business. It's not right, it's not wrong, it's just a decision. When you have a value that says, I want freedom, I want real freedom, not just flexibility to run my business from wherever I am on the planet, but real freedom, you have to make different decisions. So that's point number one. Point number two is being able to take time away from your business basically means that you have to have a system, support, and a structure that allows you to do that. So many people are locked into their business where they have to be present to make money. They haven't really figured out how to replicate themselves, or they don't have the right systems in place for people to run their business while they're out of the country or out of pocket. And third, if you don't have the right support, you won't feel confident letting these activities and tasks go. So ask yourself, what are you willing to do differently to get that kind of freedom? And if you're saying to yourself, I can't afford that help, I don't have time to figure that out, then okay, so you might not be in the right stage. You may be so entrenched in either the striving or driving stages of your business that you don't have the capacity to hand those things off. Then let me just first say to you, it doesn't have to be that way. You're just living in a blind spot right now, and you haven't had the right resources or the right person pointing out how to do it differently. So remember, it all starts with a decision, and you have to really understand what to put in place if you are going to take freedom really seriously and create more fun and time away. And here's why you might want to think about it. My big thing is I teach people how to thrive. When you get into the beyond optimum performance system that I teach, and you really learn the attitude and the habits and the strategies that could shift very easily, little tiny tweaks, you can have a huge impact on your success, then you'll start to see that it all starts with the mindset. Am I really of the mindset of wanting to take time to recharge my business? Here's what I see happen. People stock up. Oh, I haven't had a vacation in 4 years. I think it's time to do one. Or, I can't possibly take time away from my business. It'll all fall apart. Or there's way too much to do. I can't possibly get away. Well, here's what happens if you don't take that time. First of all, you're going to start making really bad decisions. One of the things that kicks people out of the thriving mode and into what we call the driving or the striving mode is because you are burned out, you're exhausted, you're depleted, you're grumpy. When I haven't had time away from the business, I'm a wreck. I don't make very good decisions, and I'm certainly not going to be good at running my business. And I start to think in a very small box. So my decisions are the capacity are this big. It's time to change that for yourself. If you haven't had a vacation, you haven't had time away, you've got to start taking time away so you can build a better business. The second thing is that when you take time away, your creativity soars again. There's nothing faster that will kick you into the thriving mode than your creativity. But if you're nose to the grindstone and you're slaving away every day and you're not giving yourself a time to recharge, then you are going to find yourself really depleted, and your creativity is going to suffer and your innovation is going to suffer. You're just going to start following everyone else, and now you're a big plain vanilla offering out there in the world, and nobody really understands how you are unique and different because you're not. You just got tired of trying to figure it out, and you're just going to blend in. And I'm only speaking from experience. I've had all the experiences. I've had lots of freedom, and I've had no freedom, and I know what it's like. Which is why, part of my structure that I take really to heart, that allows me to have a business that I love and to enjoy and to feed my soul, is that I do take time off. I was explaining to my client, I said, I get that you're experiencing people working all hours of the night and that feels incongruence for you. Here's how I do it, just so you can see there is a different way. I'm pretty much done at 6 o'clock at night. Maybe once in a while I may pop into social media, something fun's going on. If I've got something I forgot to do and it just feels like it's really important, I might pop in after dinner for 15 minutes just to tackle one thing, but that's very rare. I have a lot of weekends off. I very rarely work on a weekend unless I'm speaking, I'm at an event, or I've got a project I'm really passionate about, or I've been away during the week and I do need to catch up. But again, it's very rare. I didn't touch anything this weekend. And that's pretty much my standard. Why? Because it recharges me. It allows me to clear my head, to fill myself up, to enjoy other things that I'm passionate about, and to fuel my creativity and my energy to run the business. When I go away on vacation, I don't take my laptop unless I am going to be working and speaking at an event wherever I'm going, which is very rare. So when I went away to Fiji and Australia and got married, I had my laptop. I didn't open it once. I only brought my laptop because I thought I was going to have a meeting when I got to Australia because we were building in a little bit of business there. But I didn't end up doing it. When I went away to Europe for 3 weeks, I didn't take my laptop. I didn't touch my phone. I didn't check email. I didn't call in. I didn't do anything. I had systems and people to run my business for me. And by the way, I was still making money on both these trips. So now it's your decision. You got to decide. Are you really wanting a business based on freedom? You need to learn what it takes to create that freedom and make some new decisions. They're not hard. They're not expensive. They're not going to derail you. Trust me, you can do it if I can do it. But you have to be willing to learn a way that works. And what you're doing, if you're working every day and you're not taking time away, you're saying you haven't had a vacation in 4 years, if you're telling me that you work a lot of weekends and into the night, you don't have a system that's working. It's okay. Millions of people all over the planet haven't figured it out yet, but you can choose to figure it out. You can choose to do it differently, and it starts by making a decision. I'm going to have a freedom-based business. I'm going to have a business that consumes me and takes up all my life, and I'm going to work like a slave in my business and overwhelm myself all the time and never really get very far. It's your choice. I'd love to hear what your decision is. What do you really want? Share it in the comments below. And hey, let's get you on track. Start learning the ways that people really do take freedom seriously and build a business that supports it. I'm Melanie Benson Strick, host of New Era Success TV. I hope I've inspired you and challenged you to start thinking a little differently. That's what we're here for. See you next week.